Could he find a way to maybe do both these?
Listen, I've never dealt with anybody like this kid on so many different levels. You know, normally he walks out of the octagon and he goes, I want to fight this guy next. Nobody does that. Nobody has ever done that. Nobody's ever walked out of the octagon and told me they want to turn right around and fight again. He does. And who knows? I'm going to let him enjoy this night and enjoy it, and we'll talk business later.
So, I mean, maybe you're softening your stance a little bit?
No.
And just last question, Khabib Nurmagomedov had an incredible performance tonight. He had some pretty strong words for Conor. I think he had a couple of words for you as well, maybe over there.
I didn't hear what he said.
Okay, well, what do you think? Where does he stand? I mean, does he deserve to fight
that guy was screaming at me in between every round. Give me that fucking belt, and yelling. I was yelling back to him, finish this fight first. How about you in 30 seconds, you got to deal with him. And every round he's screaming at me, I get it. Understood. You want a title shot. I get it. We'll figure it out.
So do you have an idea? Because Tony Ferguson had an amazing performance just a week ago.
I agree.
Do you have an opinion on which guys?
It's a good problem to have.
Dana, I'm curious, have you had a chance to speak with Lorenzo since the fight ended tonight?
Lorenzo was texting me all night. Yeah,
okay.
Frank was here tonight, and Lorenzo was texting me all night.
And can you share with us anything that he said to you?
He said, that was a majority draw. What are you guys doing?
And obviously, you guys have been through a lot together. What part of you wishes that he could have been here tonight with you to see the whole thing through? And
You know what? The thing is, I've told this story a million times. I was a mess when this whole deal went down. And then, this guy who's been my, close friend since high school looked at me and said, Dana, I'm done. Be happy for me. So he's in South Bend. He went to his son's football game today, Notre Dame, and he's doing what he wants to do now. No matter what happens from here, no matter what Ari and I do, no matter how big this thing gets, nobody from here on out throughout the history of this sport forever will have contributed more to this sport than the Fertittas have. It's easy to get into this sport now, right? We're breaking records at Madison Square Garden. The numbers are through the roof. Everything's crazy. They were doing this at a time where it didn't look good and it didn't look like the money was going to come back to them, yet they kept pumping money in. There will never be bigger contributors to this sport ever than the Fertitta brothers. So,
Dana, Wall Street Journal, 2 quick questions for you. One is...
Hey, where were you this week?
I was here.
We got no coverage from you guys at all.
There was an interview with Dana White in the Wall Street Journal today.
I missed it. All right. Hey, sorry. Go ahead.
All right. It was a good interview.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, first question is, did you have to pay a curfew fine tonight from the Garden?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And then
is that what they normally do if you go too late?
Well, usually with concerts, I don't know how it works with sports, but concerts, it's 11, and it's $10,000 a minute.
Holy shit, I hope we don't have to pay that. Ouch. Yeah, oh God, I hope not.
And then the second thing is, in full sum, why was Conor perfect for this specific event in New York?
There's a lot of Irish here in this town, a lot of Irish history, and he wanted to fight here so bad. This was like a huge dream of his, and it's just he was made for this event. Plus, that flight from Ireland's way shorter than Vegas, Hey,
Kenny Johnson, Ring TV. 2 questions. One, to top this fight, will y'all ever think about going to a stadium, go to Croke Park in Ireland, or go down to the south to Jerry World in Dallas and try to top the attendance record with a big card with maybe Conor and Ronda on it?
We've thought about Dallas, Texas Stadium. We thought about Croke Park. We talked about that forever. Ari and I are going to Russia in the next couple of weeks. We're working on Russia. We're working on China. We're making some real big moves here in the next several months.
And the whole thing with Ronda, her showing up out the blue and not speaking, is that something that she's going to do coming up to the next fight?
That was, first of all, she was never supposed to speak, and neither was Amanda. My production guys screwed that thing up. And the thing that, it made Ronda look bad again, like she just stormed off and didn't do it. They were not supposed to do an interview. They were supposed to go up there, square off, and they're both supposed to walk away. So.
Why'd you grab her by the arm then?
Huh?
Why'd you grab her by the arm?
Because what I was doing, so they squared off, and then I was getting them to face forward, And I was waiting for somebody to bring Amanda's belt. You know how we do that? To put the belt so then that you guys could take the pictures of them moving forward. And then I grab her and I turn around and Rogan's interviewing her. Right? I was trying to get them to stand forward and then somebody bring Amanda the belt. Hey, we're not perfect all the time. We actually, our team coming into this big event, we made a lot of mistakes at this event that I'm not happy about. Not stuff that you would notice, but I try to be perfect, but it didn't work out.
Is she going to talk?
Huh?
Is she going to talk?
Rhonda? Rhonda's been talking. She was on Ellen. She's doing Kimmel. She's doing all the talk shows. She going to talk to you guys? I don't know. Huh? Yep.
Dana over here. What did you think of the Carolina and Joanna fight? Also, are you going to give Carolina her wish and give her that rematch in Poland in 2017?
Yeah, that fight was awesome. I mean, both those girls wanted that fight really bad. Carolina is a girl. Joanna wanted her here and wanted to fight her. And both girls had hematomas tonight. Joanna had a broken nose. And these two, it was a stylistic, technical dogfight. Man, it was awesome. Great fight. Rematch. Carolina wants the rematch real bad. Her guys have been all over me. We'll see what happens. I think we do Claudia Gadella and Carolina, and then see what happens. But again, I don't like making fights the night of the fight, so we'll see what happens. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Dana, right over here.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Raquel Pennington's performance tonight against Misha Tate, and thoughts on Misha Tate retiring? Were you surprised by that?
Yeah. So Raquel has looked better and better and better every time she fights. She's looking really good. And no, I didn't see the Misha Tate thing coming, but it makes sense. Misha's been so tough and durable, and not a tough, durable one, but a tough, durable athlete. Been in this for so long, and I could just tell when I talked to her tonight. Her and I had a little bit of a thing tonight. She was refusing to go to the hospital, and I'm like, "You're going to the hospital?" She's like, "Fuck you! I don't work for you anymore." So yeah, I was like, "That's a good point, but." You need to go to the hospital. So she's upset and she's very emotional. But I care about Misha a lot, and I think she's going to do just fine in her life after fighting. I said, listen. Then I had to start begging. You go to the hospital tonight, I'll get you another job doing something else. Then I can be your boss again. So she went. Yeah, she has to go. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Dana over here. Yoel Romero, Michael Bisping, we saw there was a bit of an exchange during the broadcast, but is that set in stone?
I didn't see that, yeah, okay.
Is that, yeah, Michael.
But yeah, that's the fight that makes sense. I mean, he beat Chris Weidman tonight.
Is that UFC 206? Is that off the table? Is it are we looking at next?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know when, but yeah, that's the fight.
And one more question. It was an interesting moment when Bruce Buffer left the octagon, went out to double check the announcement and came in and sort of gave the wrong one. Do you know what exactly happened there?
Yeah, I think that the commission was trying to be correct. They were adding up the scores again. I don't know if somebody started to add and thought that it was wrong or whatever the deal was. They, they messed it up. They just wanted to make sure that they got that thing right, so we had to come in and do it again. It rarely ever happens in the UFC. It's happened one time, no big deal. Listen, it would have been a major, major screw-up if it was the other way around. Like we had to say, oops, you didn't win, he won, and switch the belt. That would have been real bad. So it worked out all right. Yep. Done? Yeah? Hey, so leading up to this fight, Wednesday's press conference was awesome. The weigh-ins were one of the most incredible things I've ever been a part of. And tonight, I told the fighters yesterday, I've done everything I can do. All the bells and whistles, all the stuff that I do is done. It's up to you guys. They went in and delivered. I know that I don't have the best relationship with you guys sometimes and everything else, but you guys are such a huge part of tonight. And thank you for all that you do and the hard work that you put in over the years. Tonight was a massive win for the UFC, a huge win for the sport, and you're all a big part of it. And I just want to, I'm not always the nicest guy to you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Huh? Don't piss me off. I'm leaving now.
Taryn. All right, here. Can you just talk about, from your perspective, the whole post-fight, everything that went down there, them originally announcing you the winner and then going to a draw? What was just going through your mind while all that was unfolding?
It was a tough fight. I thought I won the fight. I thought, the fourth round, I believe when I almost had him finished, I thought they probably should have stopped the fight. I saw his eyes roll back. I was surprised they didn't stop it. It looks like in Eddie's fight, they stopped it a little bit sooner than mine. But, you keep fighting, you keep pushing forward. He's a tough guy. He recovered. I think I punched him one more time and woke him back up, and he revived with some energy. So just in general, it was just a back-and-forth fight. And when they said that, I looked over like, hell no, I'm not about to give my belt away because I did not lose this fight. So I just felt real confident I won the fight. And I was just kind of a little bummed, that it was a draw because I felt like I clearly won the fight.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's still a draw on your record. Dana just said that he wants to do a rematch. He thinks that makes sense. Is that something that makes sense to you, just so you can, get the win without doubt?
Well, unlike the last fight when I won the belt and I got 20 seconds to think about it and everybody wanted to see who I'm fighting immediately next, I think I deserve this. Many of you guys didn't even pick me to win this fight. Many of the crowds was against me, so I'm going to talk to my management team and we're going to see what's next for me. I don't know if Mr. McGregor want to go for a third belt. Looked like he was talking a little noise in the back, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, finally, on the note of a third belt, Dana said that when he wanted his second in the cage, that you let them borrow it. Is that how it unfolded from your perspective, or what
Exactly.
happened there? What was that?
Exactly, just like that.
You had no problem with it?
Taryn, I was going to ask you about that, and how hard it was for you to borrow your belt when he was so disrespectful and he said so many comments during the weekend, and we saw a video yesterday, you guys exchanging words and backstage the weigh-ins.
I'm a professional at the end of the day, and, it's obvious that, the majority of the crowd is here to see Conor McGregor, so, he's built this mystique about himself that everybody wants to watch him fight and watch, his antics and all those things like that. So it's silly for me to try to go out there and turn the crowd on my side when I know 99.9% of the people are here to either watch Conor win or lose. So I'm just focused. I really took myself out of that. After the actual real weigh-in, it was really no words actually said to me besides what's up. And then there was some social media stuff. But when I was in the back about to do the weigh-ins, like the ceremonial weigh-ins, I was just focusing on the fight because just to be honest, if you want to get to me, you can get to me. Nobody. If I want to get to John Morgan, nobody in this room can stop me from getting to him, and that's just point blank. And I'm coming for you because I know you pick Wonder Boy.
Two questions. One, regarding the fight itself, you had a hard time tagging him at some points. He was really evasive. What particular ways did you adjust, especially in round 4, trying to get in a few extra punches, especially the heavy ones?
Who's ever had a good time hitting Wonder Boy?
No, everyone.
Who's ever hit him like I did and almost finished him in that manner? I did a great training camp. I had guys, Chris Bang, former Strikeforce, UFC veteran. He mimicked him to a T. I was so damn tired of seeing side kicks and crescent kicks and round the corner kicks you know, I was to the point where you saw I didn't get kicked one time in the head. I only got kicked in the leg a couple times. So I was overly prepared for that. I trained with Raymond Daniels. I trained with Sage Northcutt. I engrossed myself into his martial art because many people aren't even able to stop his first attack. So what do you do when you stop the first attack and you go to the second or third attack? So I put myself into that world, and, you know, I just felt like I had to be patient. I know the fans didn't appreciate it at times, but if you think about the